Let's start the news. Worrying trend of mistrust in state security agencies by political parties, winner-takes-all phenomenon, unemployment and poverty came up strongly among stakeholders during a National Commission for Civic Education engagement on political party vigilantism. According to the NCC, it emerged among the 12 stakeholders that the constitution of the Police Council and the dominance of political appointees to head security agencies have all allowed these vigilante groups to fester. Chairperson of the Commission, Josephine Nkrumah, speaking at the presentation of a report on their engagement with the stakeholders, says it's time the political parties showed good faith in the upcoming dialogue between the parties, moderated by the National Peace Council, towards disbanding the vigilante groups.
We would call on all political parties to come to that table in good faith and begin to commit to a process of disbanding party vigilantes in our body politic. The lip service to the disbandment or to the negative aspects of vigilantism can no longer be tolerated. And as we sit here, let us, with a renewed sense of commitment and vigor, continue to speak up and sustain this important national discourse. Otherwise, as 2020 approaches, when even the IGP and some of his officers have expressed worry that either we find a resolution to this or 2020 there will be a...
Bear in mind, we'll host Madam Josephine Nkrumah for some great dialogue on the deliberations so far, some of the key findings in the stakeholder engagement and the dialogue that is about to begin. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry will soon begin the process of developing a universal health coverage roadmap, which ultimately will ensure timely access to quality health services by all Ghanaians, irrespective of their ability to pay. And that's according to the Deputy Health Minister, Alexander Aban. Speaking during the commemoration of the 2019 World Health Day here in the capital, Accra, Mr. Aban said Ghana has identified primary health care as one of the key strategies in implementing the roadmap. Efo Evans Chinri has more.
We plead with the Ghana Medical Association to, as it were, continue to exercise restraint and give government a different look by way of commitment to some of these agreements we do with them. It's a human institution. We promise we will do this, but then certain constraints would set in. Indeed, we have an agreement with them to ensure payments of some of these monies from April. I must indicate that as at Friday, a lot of work had been done, and then an instruction written from Ministry of Finance to Controller to ensure that in April we pay them the 2 months which we said we would do, and subsequent payments as well. So I would urge them to exercise restraint. Controller tells us that they needed the instruction by a certain date and time so they could effect the payment in April. And that is what we did and met those very strict timelines. So hopefully we should be seen to be doing our part of the bargain. So we must not worry. The public must not worry as to whether there will be industrial action. We should all wait and see. When the monies are paid, then the commitment becomes 100%. As we speak now, you may say it is not 100% because monies have not hit account, but hopefully
money hit will be so. Any timelines?
Yeah, we gave April, so let me.
To achieve the goal of universal health coverage, Ghana has identified primary health care as one of the key strategies in implementing the roadmap for UHC in Ghana. According to Deputy Health Minister Alexander Aban, key strategies under consideration in operationalizing and implementing the Universal Health Coverage Roadmap includes increased National Health Insurance Scheme enrollment and keeping members active and increasing financial resources. He says if universal health coverage is to become a reality, all players in the health sector must come together to build a national coalition.
To achieve the goal of the universal health coverage, Ghana has identified primary health care as one of the key strategies in implementing the roadmap for universal health care in Ghana. Primary health care is the pillar for building a resilient health system. It is no wonder that the theme for the World Health Day celebration emphasizes the critical role of primary health care. This strategy is a cost-effective and equitable way of delivering health service and helping countries to make progress towards achieving universal health coverage.
Mr. Aban mentioned that the UHC package of care includes key health services to be assessed by all people irrespective of age, gender and social status, as well as recognizing the different health needs of all people at different stages of life.
As part of our processes as a country, we have begun the process of developing a universal health coverage roadmap for Ghana. This will be part of our conversation at this year's Health Summit, which will be held on the 15th and 16th of April 2019. A definition for universal health coverage, which is currently under discussion, is, and I quote, all people in Ghana having timely access to quality health services, irrespective of ability to pay at the point of use, unquote. A package of health services that meet health needs and aspirations of the people in Ghana will be defined as the, and I quote, universal health coverage package of care.
The theme for this year's celebration is universal health coverage with a focus on the critical role of primary health care.
Now let's go to the Ashanti region, where the National Disaster Management Organization in the region is assessing safety integrity of billboards for appropriate action in Kumasi and other parts of the Ashanti region. Officials already have constituted what they describe voluntary safety monitoring team to spearhead the operation amid public safety concerns as the rains intensify. It follows last Thursday's rainstorm, which saw a number of billboards in Kumasi collapse and caused a number of injuries, at least to one person, and damage caused to public and private property. Nana Sensu Mensah led a team to visit potential areas of danger as meteorological officials hint of more rains in the coming days.
Our news team found out residents and traders who operate around billboards are scared about the structures. They want authorities to act swiftly to avert disaster amid concerns about indiscriminate mounting of billboards, some of which they say obstruct view of road users. Akuya Friye has been running her small business under this giant billboard for years. She acknowledges it is dangerous when heavy rainstorm strikes. When it is raining, she says, the billboard will be shaking and waving. The last time, a metal joint fell from the billboard and spoilt my tent. This billboard was erected at night. It is very risky where it is located. It could cause havoc when it falls down.
So when it is raining, it causes a lot of panic and fear to our lives. Yeah.
Advertisers and agencies have also come under fire for the threat their work poses to life and property. Chief Executive of Hammer Productions, Kofi Nti, admits some of the advertisers are just unprofessional.
For my colleagues advertisers, outdoor advertisers, to respect our laws, stop being greedy, and we should be disciplined enough to know how to handle our business. We shouldn't be placing board anyhow, not in a rush. And also with the authorities, I think the advertising department of all the assemblies, I think they need logistics.
Well, NADMO has switched into gear with an initiative to assess safety integrity of billboards to determine which ones must be pulled down. Kwabenan Centre is regional director.
No. We are going to make sure and look at their safety, because some of them, when it gets at night, it blindfolded some drivers. They couldn't see afar. So we have to, take a look of all these things to prevent unforeseen disaster, because the rain is yet to come. We haven't gotten to the raining season yet, but when we, sit aloof for a disaster to occur, it might cost more than preventing. So we are not going to wait.
The NADMO action is being complemented by a decision of city authorities to temporarily suspend granting of license for mounting of new billboards. Godwin Okumenyame speaks for Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly.
As an assembly, we have taken a decision to make sure that we lay embargo on the erecting of billboards, and I think that is what has helped us, because last year when we did that, also by taking measures to clamp down on the weak ones, I think it helped us a lot. Otherwise, the incidents that we saw last week, Thursday, Friday, would have been on the higher side.
Nana Asensu Mensah reporting.
Let's take you to the Oti region, and the Deputy Regional Minister Maxwell Blagoji has implored chiefs in the newly created region to lend their full support in the governance and development of the infant region. This, he believes, will ultimately enable government to deliver effectively on its development agenda for the region. Mr. Blagoji made the call at the coronation ceremony of 6 sub-chiefs of the traditional area in the Nkwanta South municipality of the Oti region. Fred Kwame has more in the following report.
The 6 sub-chiefs earlier swore an oath of allegiance to the Achode's stool and were installed in Shari, the ancestral home of the Achodes. The coronation ceremony, subsequently held at the Nkwanta Junior High School B Park, saw the display of indigenous culture of Achode, Adele, Inshubu, Kotokoli, and several other ethnic groups in the Nkwanta South municipality. Mr. Blagoji underscored the important role of the chieftaincy institution in the governance and development of the country.
It is therefore my belief and hope that the chiefs and their subjects, including myself, shall protect this noble institution with all our might. In order to do this, our chiefs must lead the way by upholding the values and the reasons for the establishment of the institution. Our chiefs must partner government, but must not be appendages to any political organization.
The Achode Paramount Chief, Nana Obombo Serua Lepura II, entreated chiefs to desist from all forms of disputes and work together towards the socio-economic development of their subjects.
Chieftaincy today is not about war. It's not about litigation. It's not about not agree. It's about what I can do for my people. Nkwanta should be the biggest city in Oti Enclave, an industrial city. We have noblemen, businessmen who can do it. They are already doing it. Very soon, we will see the mighty train line passing through Nkwanta to Burkina Faso.
One of the newly installed chiefs, the Nkwanta Achode, Nana Sago Akiniansen I, noted that he and his colleague chiefs will run an all-inclusive administration towards developing the municipality.
I am aware of the problem associated with all the matters in Nkwanta, but I am committed to work with my people of Achode and all other ethnic groups to bring about peace, to enhance development,
The other installed sub-chiefs are Apeja Hene, Nana Ogaja Umpa Kwese the first, Mira Hene, Nana Abubakar Mola the first, Mira Hema, Nana Aliyah Isonyana the first, Queen Nana Dawood Shidre Brenai the second, and Tinda Akurak Basa, Nana Yajiori Kofi the second. Reporting for Joy News, Fed Kwame Asari, Nkwanta.
And before we go, a baby boy born less than a week ago at Nadole in the Upper West region may not survive much longer unless his parent can mobilize the 12,000 Ghana cedis he needs for an emergency operation. He has been diagnosed with hydrocephalus and spinal bifida even before he is old enough to be named. His parents, who are subsistence farmers, say they don't have the means to pay for the surgery. Correspondent Rafiq Salam visited the neonatal ward of the Nadole Hospital and reports his situation continues to deteriorate with each passing day.
His delivery was especially challenging because of the size of his head. Doctors therefore had to perform a cesarean on the mother. That was when he was found to have the defects. Nurses at the Nadole Hospital, where he was born, named the boy Baby Agnes after the mother, Agnes Lebalanye. Dr. Matilda Asayoro, one of the doctors who delivered baby Agnes, explains his condition.
Hydrocephalus is simply an accumulation of fluid, cerebrospinal fluid, in cavities that are deep down in the brain, called ventricles, resulting in enlargement of these ventricles, and hence enlargement of the head. That is why this baby has a big head. There are other problems that can be associated with myelomeningocele or spinal bifidas, among which are paralysis of the legs. This baby, in fact, has paralysis of his legs. There's no power in the lower limbs. And also there's lots of sensation in the legs.
Acting medical superintendent of the Nadole Hospital, Dr. Ibrahim Donko Muslim, stated that the condition, though strange, can be treated if given the appropriate and much needed care.
And the good information is that it can be treated, but it can only be treated at a certain cost that is not available to this poor woman. So our cry is that can we come together and then mobilize resources to treat this child's condition? Because once this condition is treated, then the child has a good, survival, potential, and then can grow to achieve his full life potential. So we are calling for treatment, and then the support to help this treatment become a success.
The cost of treating the hydrocephalus and spinal bifida is pegged at around 12,000 Ghana cedis, way beyond what middle-aged Agnes and the husband can afford. She, like her husband, are subsistence farmers at Damba in the Nadole district, who are barely able to provide 3 square meals a day for the upkeep of the family. Mama Agnes is restless at night because her baby cries all night.
Because of the big sore at his back, he is unable to lie supine. It worries me a lot. The money needed to remove it is too huge, and we can't afford it.
Nadole District Director of Health, Phoebe Balagunyantimi, has already started a campaign to ensure baby Agnes survives.
We tried getting the neurosurgeons and to find out if we could send a child. I sent the pictures, and they gave us the assurance that something can be done. But the question was, how will they go? Because when we decided to write the referral, the family actually resisted. They told us that there was no way they could move from Nadole to any place because they didn't have money. And they insisted they wanted to send the child home to do local treatment. And looking at this child, as soon as the child gets home, what we call infection is enough to even kill the child. Again, going to take herbs and concoctions and whatever they intend doing was just a panacea for what? Pushing this child early to his grave. And for me, I think that we can never tell what this child will grow up to be. And we as a team here are not presiding over what? Dead bodies. We want to preside over living beings.
Madam Phoebe is appealing to government, benevolent organizations, and individuals to come to the aid of the family.
I'm looking at other conditions and discussions with some of the neurosurgeons. They're talking about close to 12,000 Ghana cedis. Close to 12,000. Yes, but of course I know the mother will also need something into the packet. You are moving out of your own environment into another environment, you know, and talking about feeding and other things, it's something that we need to.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Nadoli.
And what did we say? Make an impact on somebody around you. This is great charity. Hydrocephalus is preventable if detected early, and this has been detected. 12,000 Ghana cedis is only for the surgery, but more will be needed for the post-surgery activities and care. If you have enough or you just have a little, please make sure you contact us here at JoyNews, and onwardly we'll also contact our correspondent Rafik Salam for more updates. Please do so if you have. Well, that'll be it for the latest news headlines. We'll have to look at the headlines on the front and back pages of the newspapers. Kojo Yankson and Mama Viu Sobwaje will be here, and we'll bring you the latest traffic watch. Stay with us.